What's up, y'all? I'm Jordan, and you're watching The Communist Carpenter. I just finished a day of work, and in this video, I want to talk about just something that really blew my mind. That I was talking about with my significant other. We're both the children of immigrants. Her parents are from Vietnam, and my father's side of the family is from Venezuela. So, you know, my dad holds, I love him. I love him a lot, and I miss him because I live pretty far away from him. And we check in with each other sometimes, you know. But anytime we start talking for any extended period of time, we always get into politics. Always. And he's very conservative, and I'm left as fuck. You know, I'm a fucking communist, so we pretty much disagree. Well, we don't disagree on everything. We agree on a lot of things, but the real problems in society, he just doesn't see it. And I get into arguments with him all the time. He's a huge advocate for capitalism. And anyways, I was talking to my significant other about it. And, she was basically telling me that our parents, hers and mine, they must have come from some degree of privilege, because they were able to leave their countries, you know? It costs a lot of money to just pick your family up and move it fucking thousands of miles away to the United States. And I was like, fuck, you're right, that's crazy. So where they came from, they must have had a decent amount of money. I don't know about my significant other's parents' journey of immigration, but I know that my grandpa, my abuelito, was in the Venezuelan military, and he was a colonel or a lieutenant colonel or something, but they gave him a nice car and a nice home, and he worked in an office, I believe. And he told me that he left Venezuela because of the corruption that is there. But they came to this country in the early 90s, which is, half a decade before Hugo Chavez did the coup and then became the democratically elected president of Venezuela. History of Venezuela is a topic for another video. But anyways, I recall my abuelito, I was talking with him one time about when he first came to this country. My dad was complaining to him. And one of the things I remember my grandpa saying that my dad said was why did we leave Venezuela? We could have, if we stayed there, we would have been millionaires. So they were clearly very well off, or if not an upper middle class type income level in their family. Not that the middle class is actually a class, but again, a topic for another video. So that really just blew my mind. I know that not all immigrants have privilege. A lot of them just really need to immigrate to get out of the situations that they are in, especially in Central and Latin America, because of what the United States does to the countries. They fucking destroy these countries and then don't want to take responsibility for all the people who are trying to leave desperate situations because of our actions. It's fucking bullshit. But anyways, So my dad came to this country, and I think he's been here since he was in high school, or he must have been like just to become 18 years old when he came to this country. And I was born in 1995, and he had been here maybe 4 or 5 years before I was born, 3 to 5 years before I was born. And so since he was 18 years old, he had begun his indoctrination process of the West, of the United States. And as hopefully most of you know, fucking United States people, citizens of the United States are fucking like the most brainwashed people in the world. We think we're the greatest fucking country on earth, and that every other country is beneath us, and like we don't have to cater to anybody but ourselves, and the world is our fucking playground, and we can just do whatever the fuck we want in anybody else's country for our benefit only, and claim that it's for the benefit of another country. So my dad doesn't see that. He doesn't see the selfishness, the greed, the imperialism of the United States, because he grew up he became an adult in the heart of the empire of the United States. And I feel like that's how it is for a lot of immigrants who come here when they are young, or who have just been here for a really long time. Like my abuelito and my abuelita, all of my tios and my tios, all of them are very fucking conservative, which probably does have something to do with the fact that my dad's side of the family is very Christian as well. Christians typically lean towards conservatism, although I know that there are a lot of legit communist Christians out there. Maybe not a lot, but they exist. I follow them on Instagram and shit. But yeah, so my whole family is Christian, very conservative to begin with. And when they follow the Christian conservative people in this country, they become really heavily indoctrinated with this anti-Venezuelan rhetoric. Like, whenever you hear some shit about Venezuela, it's always about how Maduro is a dictator. When Hugo Chavez was alive, it's about how he was a dictator. Neither of them are fucking dictators. They are democratically elected presidents. They won the popular vote. Venezuela's voting process is way more democratic than that of the United States, because you can't, like, big businesses cannot advocate for who they want to be elected. If you go to fucking Venezuela and you see the list of candidates or whatever, they're all on the same size sheet of paper, same format. They get their little picture, they get what their stances are, and that's fucking it. It doesn't matter how much money you have or anything like that. That's the fucking voting process in Venezuela. And that's way more than you can say for anyone here in the United States. If you're fucking independent in the United States, there's no chance you're gonna win. There's no fucking chance. But yeah, they say, the Maduro regime, or the, Maduro's grip on the country or some shit, but like the people wanted him to be president. I'm not saying he's the best president, but like, that's who the people elected. So what the fuck are you talking about? But mainstream news, that's just the shit that they say, and it gets people to think that socialism is the root of all fucking evil, even though it is the embargoes from the United States that is the reason that so many Venezuelans are suffering, and the deal that the United States had with Saudi Arabia to fucking destroy the price of oil. Because at the time, Venezuela is the largest oil reserve in the world. And Hugo Chavez nationalized the oil industry So they were getting a fuck ton of money when oil was like $150 a barrel. Then that shit went down to $5 a barrel. And now, you know, shit has just become progressively worse and worse since that happened. And it's not the fault of socialism. It is the fault of United States imperialism. But, you know, and it really upset me that my dad just can't see this. But when I talked to my significant other, it really helped me understand. You know, it doesn't make him see things any more clearly, but it helps me understand why my Latino dad voted for fucking Trump and why he thinks the things that he does. It's because he's just been in this country for so long. It's because he's been indoctrinated for over 2 decades with fucking American exceptionalism, with rugged individualism, with capitalism. He's been indoctrinated with all of these things. And I understand why he sees things the way he does. I don't like it. And I do try to give him perspective on the way things run in this country. But I'm fighting against fucking years of indoctrination. And if any of you are the children of immigrants or are immigrants yourselves and you have family members who hold these very conservative, super right-wing views, they're very pro-capitalist, and it's frustrating and it makes you want to fucking slam your head into a brick, just know that maybe they've just been indoctrinated for a really long time. Even people in other countries. My significant other and I watch a show called 90 Day Fiancé sometimes, and it's like someone from the US and someone from some other country, whether it's like Saudi Arabia or fucking Peru, Nigeria, Russia, whatever the fuck. Like it's their journey on getting like a K1 visa and, you know, trying to get married and seeing all this shit. And always, every fucking time, the person who is foreign to the United States always assumes, not always, but a lot of fucking times just assumes that when you come to the United States, you'll just be living the high life. You'll just be fucking wealthy and everything will be amazing and it'll be just like in the movies. That's what they say a lot. Oh, America's not like it is in the movies. Because that is, the movies, entertainment is like the United States' #1 export. We make movies. We make TV shows. We make fucking YouTube videos. And people from across the world see this all the time, constantly, even in their home countries. And that is also a form of indoctrination, leading themselves to believe that America is this great, free place and, you know, everyone's fucking wealthy and, you know, shit like that. And so, obviously, this does not excuse stupid beliefs or flawed views on the way the world works. But hopefully it will provide some understanding and give you a little more patience with your family members, your friends, your loved ones who have these views. Especially if you are, you know, I was talking about just immigrants, but especially if you are American and live in the United States and have lived in the United States your whole life, even if you're not the child of recent immigrants, because technically we're all the children of immigrants at some point. But unless you're First Nation, Native American, but yeah, hopefully this will just give you some more patience with people who have shitty, stupid fucking views. Just know that you're going up against the American propaganda machine. No other country in the world spits out propaganda like the United fucking States. So it's hard to fight against that when every aspect of your life in the United States is American propaganda. Anytime you see a movie, a TV show, a YouTube video, the ones that they want you to see are the ones you're going to be watching typically. And it's very subtle. It's not, bam, right in your face. Look at this fucking United States is the best. Hey, it's a lot more subtle than that. And so, again, I hope this gives you some perspective and patience when talking to your family, friends, and loved ones about these kinds of things, and they're just being fucking hard-headed. Just know that you're going up against the United States propaganda machine. That's not fucking easy. I also invite you to spot the propaganda. Listen to the way people talk about other countries on the news or on YouTube videos. And you'll see it. You'll fucking see it. Again, they say every time when they talk about Venezuela, the dictator, Nicolas Maduro. He's not a fucking dictator. He's democratically elected. Maduro's grasp on the country. Maduro's regime. You know, like these super authoritarian sounding words. But that is not the case. That's just what they want you to think. And so they use these words. It seems so subtle. President Maduro, dictator Maduro. Changing that changes a lot of people's perspectives because people don't question, well, how did he become a dictator? You know, they just fucking believe it. It's the news. It's supposed to be reporting the truth, but it does not. And it has never. So I invite you to, when you're watching movies and TV shows and YouTube and reading books, because the CIA also gives contracts to a lot of publishing houses to publish books that will propagandize you to believe that America is the greatest fucking country in the world and that other countries, primarily ones with brown people in them, are full of savages and terrorists and people who don't know anything, you know, and they're just backwards and different and this and that. And so again, I invite you to do your best to see through it and to ask yourself, is that actually truthful? Is what these words mean or indicate real? Fight the United States propaganda and be patient with your friends and family. In solidarity, y'all. I'll see you in the next video.